She cheated and got herpes. To start, we started a long-distance relationship since my job moved me out of state. We had a lease, so to avoid her from being homeless or signing a new lease, I kept mine on there and moved with a long-time friend. After a few months, she says she's now not sure if she wants to move at the end of the lease. We talk and talk, but suspiciously doesn't want me to make the hour flight to see her. So I keep my guard up after she says she needs time and space to think about her decision and turns off her shared location. We have shared it due to not having any family where we lived, and if something were to happen, it would alert up of a possible accident or if we got lost, etc. I only looked at it a handful of times. Mainly when she was on a 7-hour drive to make sure she made it back safe and she'd do the same. Anyway, she turns that off and suddenly falls asleep earlier than usual. So now I'm really suspicious, but never say anything because I don't want to push her away. So fast forward to last week, she says she needs to a doctor's checkup. She's never done that in the time we were together, so she uses my card. And I see it's a blood test, so I think okay, weird, but whatever, maybe it was an emergency thing. Now up to today, we sit and talk about how we want to advance in our relationship. We cry and decide to make it work. I go home and enjoy time with my family. My nephew locked me out of my phone. I unlocked it after an hour. And I said, well, let me back up into iTunes just in case I have to factory reset it. Now jump back a year. She logged into Instagram on my phone. Since hers was taking hours to set up after the backup is done, I log back into all my apps and realize her info is still in. So I said, oh, let me send a meme or post a picture of us and make her smile. Little did I know, she's been messaging guys where I live currently to hook up, and on top of that, trade vids and nudes, and how thinks about him when we would have sex. I screenshot all of it and call her. She denies it, told her I have proof. She breaks down and says nothing happened, just messages, but in the messages, she clearly states she watches the video they made and wants to make more. Then says, I just got tested and I have herpes, so I can't right now. Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I took the cake and A did too. Story number 2. Boyfriend is facing repressed sexual trauma after he cheated. Is there hope? My boyfriend, 39, and I, 36, female, started dating after about a year of friendship. Our friendship was deeper than any relationship I've ever had, and our love is even deeper. I've never been one to believe in things like a soulmate until he came into my life. I knew everything about him prior to starting a relationship, including his past sexual trauma. That started when he was 4 and lasted 2 years. He was forced to have sex with his babysitter's 8-year-old daughter while they videotaped it. I was aware of some of the sexual side effects he has experienced since this. He is hypersexual, struggles with cheating, and lacks emotion during sex. However, he is a beautiful soul aside from this, and our love is one of a fairy tale. He has never loved anyone like he loves me, and he and I both thought this was enough for him to control his sexual compulsions. Then he had sex with his ex on a random Tuesday night without a care in the world. This was a week ago. I don't know how I knew, but I felt it the next day. I questioned him endlessly and found certain clues that led to his admission. It destroyed me. I'm devastated by this, but the thought of losing him was worse than dealing with his betrayal. And I don't regret my decision because of the things that have surfaced ever since. My boyfriend is absolutely devastated that he hurt me. He was sure that our love was enough for him, and he is very disappointed in himself. He is finally taking the time to delve into the reasons behind his sexual behaviors, and it has forced him to face his past trauma. This week has been hard. He has had many repressed memories resurface from the years. He was sexually abused. He has cried several times each day as he remembers certain incidences that he pushed out of his mind for years. Most of his memories from the sexual abuse have been related to only the sexual parts. Now he is having flashbacks of the parents' role in the abuse and is remembering the way it made him feel. How uncomfortable he was as they had sex in front of him and their daughter while forcing them to have sex too. He is setting up an appointment with a trauma counselor and is 100% committed to getting the help he needs. I'm absolutely committed to sticking this out and supporting him through this. But the fear of him cheating again scares me. He has cried over the pain he caused in me and told me that seeing my pain is all he needs to be faithful to me, and that he is going to face his trauma to assure it stays that way. He isn't lying or using anything as an excuse. This very real for him. Story number 3. I found out my boyfriend was cheating. I found out the woman he was cheating with. I might have feelings for her. I, 23 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 25 male. We were a happy couple. We had been together for 2 years now. I had never suspected him of anything like this. Or at least until I checked his phone. Now, I never check his phone or go into his business, but he had acting weird around me a few weeks ago. I saw a message on his phone. I was about to tell him about it until I saw the message. It said, "I miss you." I got scared and checked his phone. Messages, so many messages. They'd been dating for 3 months. I was so sad, so broken. I wanted to leave. I wanted to do something. But I couldn't. I wanted to at least find out who he was dating, so I saved the number on my phone and texted her when he left for work. It turns out she didn't even know he was dating anyone. That he said he had just broken up with his girlfriend and was looking for a new relationship. We both decided to meet each other at a local cafe to talk about this. I met with her, 25 female, and we talked about it. She apologized and said she didn't know about me. She even paid for my coffee. After a while, we both left. I got home and I realized how nice she was, how reassuring she was. The more I thought about her, the more I realized I liked her. My boyfriend had just gotten home then, and I told him we were breaking up. I packed my things and left the same day. I texted her about it, and she told me she broke up with him too. She said we should meet up again to get drinks. I agreed and met up with her. We both got really drunk and we went back to her place. We started watching a movie and we started to get steamy. I ended up sleeping with her at the end of the night. I feel horrible for sleeping with her. Right after my breakup, am I in the wrong?